What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey, and I'm Shakira. So, I will freely admit that I did not actually have time to do too much trading, but I did put in a quick, long, and got out. I exited with a tiny profit, about 1.8% or something, mainly because I'm seeing this swing failure here across this, and I was like, price is probably not going to get any higher. I had my original thought was that, since we're so close to this resistance area here, price might come up and tap it. And it could, so far. But right now it's shown us a beautiful bullish engulfing right here on the 15-minute. And we've got this swing failure happening over here. So I don't know. Something really bullish would have to happen to like push the price, I think. Um, Anyway, so I got out. Price did wick all the way up to 1575, and actually my take profit was at 1579 if I had stayed in there. But it is what it is. Anyway, something I need to work on, sticking it out. Even if I was sort of right, or maybe I was right, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, because technically I'm still in profit. The 20 still holding up price. 50 still, its price still above the 50, and 200 is crossed over, so still, favoring prices on the higher prices on the 15-minute. On the 1 hour, 200 is way down here. This is for ETH, by the way. 50 is all the way up here, and the 20 just crossed over. All right, so I figured we could do a little back testing as always. One of the things that really gets me is, these news plays. Like, I don't like them. And I like to wait until they've done their thing and then come to fruition. So what I want to do is, and what I would think I'm going to do is like, instead of trying to like determine what I should be trading, I'm just going to have like maybe 3 to 4 main coins that I plan on trading and get to know those coins and then trade them. So this doesn't mean that what's in here will be it. Definitely Bitcoin, definitely Ethereum. Ape, I think, is on two different, maybe Matic or Solana or something. But I had to see how they trade and if I like the way they do their business. Okay, so we're gonna try and do some price action stuff as usual. See if we can understand what the candles are telling us, and I want to see if I can figure out how to trade a sideways market. So let's hit the replay button here. I'll close my eyes because I want to be somewhere in this. I'm gonna go all Stevie Wonder on us and just click. Damn, that's much further back than I thought. Anyway, all right, so this is what we have to play with. Let's see. So let's see what we've got. So what we have is the market's going down. I'm going to draw this thing right here. And what do we have? All right. So we could potentially be doing something like this. Right, like that. Right. And since it's coiling downwards, potential targets could be this much to about, ooh, that's really low. Or if it goes upwards, there's a juicy imbalance up here, 20,700. Okay. All right. So ignoring that for the moment, let's see what we have. We have this nice juicy break right here with a juicy imbalance that created an order block and demand order block actually seems to have failed miserably. So let's consider that to be a breakup block. And it's also a support and resistance flip area because as we can see, price is bouncing bounced off of it. Could probably find some other stuff where it bounced off of it. Bounced up this way, down, down, down. Okay. All right, so anything else juicy? So we have, this is on the 4 hour. So what I'm trying to do right now is specify like my supply areas for trading within potentially. I don't know if I'm even doing it right. So let's say that one. I don't see an imbalance on that one, so I'm just going to say supply order block. And down here, let's see if we have a demand order block. So supply, supply. Looks like we're losing a little steam. Might actually break up since we're coiling upward on the bottom. So what I'm looking for is this. Like if it breaks above here, and then I'm looking for it to either bounce off of this and continue further down, or it's going to come up in here, like it wicked up this way, and then I can take a short from here. So let's go down to the 1 hour. And it looks like we're still looking at a downward spiral on the 1 hour. Do we have any other juicier price action areas to play with? So that's a juicy break right there. And that's a giant order block. And of course, I'm sure there was an imbalance here, obviously, the one right there. I don't know why it's not showing it. Weird. Anyway, so here's another area. Nice break. And it looks like we have a nice break here for a long. So let's say this could be our demand area right here. Yeah, demand order block. And this one is a failed breaker block. I'm gonna delete that for now. And for in these areas for the break, let's see, do we have other good juicy things like right around, is this a SR support resistance area? Yep, poppin', 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 poppin'. And I'm sure there's one down here as well. And I'll just mark that out as a potential as well. So what I want to know is targets, like areas where the price can go, right? Okay, and so that imbalance has been eaten up. I'm sure there's something in here juicy. And we've been making lower highs, lower highs. There's a higher low here. Lower highs, lower highs. And respecting this trend line. So let's see. Okay, so we're in the support area here. Okay, made a nice juicy breakdown. Let's see. Okay, so this is a demand area that could potentially be written up to here. So let's see if it gives us anything juicy. Let's go on to the 15-minute. What is going on? Let's do this, that. Okay, so we have a wick here, which is telling me it's, prices, we're rejecting lower prices. Let's zoom in. And then we had a little bit of a pump, red candle. And let's dip out. But we're still lower highs, coiling downwards. So I don't know if I'm going to do anything until this thing breaks out. Now if it comes out here and I see a nice, confirmation it's not going any lower, then maybe I'll take a long up. Okay. So that's, we're in kind of the middle of this range. I don't really want to do anything. I've decided that, the most secure trades for the most part will come from specific area of like some key areas, like right, the support resistance, SR flip areas, trend lines, that kind of thing. All right, so we're still making a lower lows. It looks like it did a break here. It's come back to eat this, might be coming back down. So would it be worth it? Because it came up into this area, ate that, and The last place it stops was about there. What's that? 1 to 2.89. Not bad. Oh, but first, let's see something that's going to tell us that that's what it's actually doing. Because it's cool. It broke here nice and juicy, nice red candles coming down. And it's come back up. And we're kind of meandering up higher. So I want to see like a nice bullish engulfing or something, or an evening star. And I think that's the other thing that I need to work out, right? Like I need to be more decisive and jump into the trades, when I see something that works out. So right now it's consolidating, and there's a nice bullish engulfing, but again, we're in the middle of nowhere, so I'm not doing anything. Let's just let this play out. So we're coiling back up. All right. And got what looks like an evening star right here, maybe. But we're coiling back up, so that's bullish engulfing. But we're wicking out. Still going sideways. Well, technically, this looks like a little sideways action. So if it's gonna go down, what is this? Something like that. These things happen everywhere. So it's pretty much flat on the top, wailing up. Don't ask me which way it's gonna go. Oh, up, it looks like. But it's wicking a lot, which makes me feel like maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, no, that is a candle that says we might be going down. We've got some failures to do anything here. We've got higher lows, higher lows. Still in the middle of nowhere, so could take it and ride it this way, but market's going down, so I want a short opportunity. Let's see. Okay. So now we're coiling down. So my other option, okay. So there's also this option, it ate this imbalance, and then you could come back down. Technically, if you go down to like say the 2 minute, oh good, it let me. If it goes on to like the 2 minute and then you see it coil back up to one of these breaks, then maybe you could, right? Take it down. Because here's a nice juicy break. Let's coil back up, and now we've got a red candle on that. So this could be a nice little entry area, and then ride it back down to the last place it got low, somewhere down here. I don't know, let's see. So we've got what looks, again, we're in the middle of nowhere, so I don't know how I feel about this very much. What's the next candle look like? Okay, so we had a doji. It looks like a type of evening star. Yeah, but we're wicking upwards. That's why I was like, I don't know. Made a higher high. So we still haven't entered anything because I don't trust it. So let's go back up to the 15. Okay, yeah, and lower high. Okay. So wondering if it's going to come all the way back up here. There is this. This is what I'm looking for right here, right on the 15. There's this supply order block. There's an imbalance right there. So if I were to adjust but it's been eaten. So my thought process is potentially something like this, and then ride it back down to that. So 1 to 3. But no idea. Oh, there she blows, coming in hot. So we've come back into the order block. It's a strong green candle. Might break out of here. It's got some volume next to it. Okay, so, whoops. Here's what I am thinking, right? So, was this like a news play or something? September 22nd? I don't know. Let's go see. Can we back up? And September 22nd. Okay, so what was happening on September 22nd? GB, nothing. Okay, good. All right, so let's go back to our thing there. All right, so what do we have above here? So we're breaking out. And what's the closest thing? So if we're looking at the breakout strategy, there's an option for a take profit right here. And looks like right here. And definitely all the way up here. Okay. So the breakout stuff is what I don't do well, y'all. Okay. We've got strong green candles. We just broke out of here. Question is, will it retest? So let's try two scenarios. Either it continues going up and hits that, right? Passes it and then busts out again, something like that, to the next one. Or it busts out, comes back down to retest this thing, and then continues up like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? All right. I have a bad habit of not entering when I see these juicy green candles, so let's do that, right? Let's enter for a long position right here with my stop loss right below here. And let's set our take profit to this. I need 1 to 2. That. Okay. Now let's press play. Oh, oh. See? Definitely stopped out and busted out. Well, okay, so what's the lesson there, right? You can't just jump into the breakout, right? Because the third option was that it would just be a fake out and then dump right back in. All right. And I should have mentioned that option. And that would have been obvious on this juicy red candle here. Anyway, so that didn't work. So all of my thoughts are dead. Let's delete all this unnecessary stuff for the moment. Okay. And I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing, right? The trend is a downtrend, so I should only be looking for shorts. Sometimes I forget that when I'm trying to be all flexible, you know? All right, let's go back to the 15. All right, so we've done this craziness that I always mess up and falling back into this level, into this range, and we made a higher low. So let's see. Now we're in this support and resistance area. We're getting rejected off of it. All right, here we come again. And now we're coming to eat this stuff here. We've already eaten it nice and juicy. Here's another green candle. So, what I should have done when this one broke out was draw this thing right here and then watch it and then wait for a confirmation for it to continue up. So, since I didn't do that, because I'm learning, let's watch this. So we have a nice big candle and it's testing it. So now I'm looking, this candle did break out of it, technically, this green one. So I'm going to do this and see what happens inside of it. For that tells me, this breakout is real. So now we're like, okay, so it's a nice green candle. Still lower than that, guys. I don't care. Okay, so now this tells me maybe it's a nice even. So let's try again. Um, Actually, I think I want to wait until it busts to this thing because I don't trust it. One more. Okay. A little indecisive there. Wicking out. Yeah. So swing failure there. Looking for a short. Okay. So we've made swing failure here. This now looks like this. So now I'm gonna do what I think I should have done in the first place and enter here, put that above that, and let's take a short down to the last place it hung out. Let's say here, 1 to 2.7. Let's see how that plays out. First play. Mm. So this thing made a higher low right here, right? And that's confirmed. So once it started coiling upwards, that means this whole thing is invalidated, right? Higher lows. So honestly, if I'm gonna be honest with you, the moment I saw, this creation and then we haven't, and we started coiling up, I would have gotten out somewhere in here because I want my profits instead of being stopped out. Well, that's just me. But let's let it play a little more and see if, but it's wicking out again. So it's another bullish engulfing on this with a thingy. Lower high, but it made a higher low. We need to say a lower low for me to feel like it's going down. When we have this, we made any convincing. So for this first one, I would have gotten out here. Once I saw this big green candle, I would have taken my tiny profit and left. I do that a lot. Okay, so now we've wicked out. We've made what is essentially some kind of lower that. And now we seem to be making a new thingy this way. Ugh, this can go either way because it's coiling up, it's making lower lows. I don't know. Let's do this. And indecision. See, we're making another higher low, so there's no power to get it above that. I don't like it. So we're just higher lowing it. I need something that says higher high. Okay, so it's not quite a break. I need some sort of actual thing for an entry. Okay, no, that's convincing. Or somewhat semi-convincing. That's a nice green candle. We've broken out of this thing. All right, 3 options. Either comes back down, retest, continuation, or it just goes, or it breaks back down. So let's see. Okay. Ate some of that. Coming back down. Okay. Made what looks like a morning star. Where are we? Sometimes I get, because I'm so zoomed in, sometimes I can't tell where anything is, how close I am to things. So technically, this is a bit of a level right here. So it's coiling up to this level here. Last time it came up this way, bounced off 1, 2, 3 times. So let's see what it does, and maybe I can get an opportunity for that short I've been waiting for. So far, we've lost, made like tiny gains. Let me get rid of this. And we just made Zoom in again, just made a higher high. So if it wants to do anything, here's a demand area for it to potentially, demand area for it to potentially come back down. In this case, maybe tap this imbalance a little bit and then go back up. Let's see if it does that. I'm not going to enter here because we're in the middle of nowhere, so whatever. Okay, that is very... Now let's see if it's going to bust through this thing. We're coming at it with some nice... Oh, yes. That is a very promising candle. Okay, and then looks like we're coming up on... It's decided it wants to come hang out. Hold on, let me get back out here. Zoomed. Okay, it's coming up on the supply area here. So let's go back to the 15. Zoom out. Okay, so it's trying to come up on the supply area. So it's changed, the flow has changed. So this is on an uptrend on the 15, and looks like kind of sideways on the 1 hour with that big green candle, and 4 hour is saying sideways with a giant green candle, which puts it well into the supply area on the 4 hour. How does that work? That's weird how that shows. Anyway, so I'm going to add in my moving averages because I want to see where they are. So this is all saying very bullish. Let's go to the 15 and very bullish. Okay, so let's see. I want to take a... Okay, so something of a evening star we're wicking, but it's not enough. Okay. Oh, okay. So uptrend. All right. Anything up here besides that? Okay. So we are this level right here. This is what we're trading right now. Okay. So we're in the supply level. Balance between these two areas potentially. And still don't know how to play these uptrends. I tried once and got stopped out, and then, if I'd stayed in, maybe, I don't know. Okay, and okay, so now we've hit it, wicked it in both directions, actually. That's stop hunt action right there. And are we gonna break it? Ooh, bullish engulfing on the 15 at this area here. All right. I feel like I need something juicier. That's pretty juicy. All right, so let's maybe go in for that short we've been waiting for. And let's see, what is that? 1 to 4.7. Yeah, no. Let's just put that. Okay, good. And press play. Stopped out again. Okay, so still wrong. Okay, so this has found support on this thing. And we made a higher high and a higher low. Come on, price. And now we're just floating around and made something of a low, bullish engulfing. Very weak break right there. And 50's just turned over. That thing's just turned over. Let me get a nice... You see? And... Okay. So I'm going to be impulsive again. And I want to do that short from here. That. Come back down to the 200. And press play. Okay, so could have gone even lower. Back to this SR area. Because it just, actually, this one doesn't matter as much because it just busted through that way. So, yeah. Wow. Could have even taken it back to the daily open. Okay. All right. So, what did we learn there, right? So, don't be impulsive. Wait for a clearer price structure because I was like, heck yeah, rejection. Gotta wait for multiple rejections. I didn't wait for multiple rejections. That's why I got stopped out the first time. And then we did a higher low and then should have waited for the swing failure right here, right? And then a break below. And then the 50 helped me a ton just then, you know? The 50 helped me a ton because once it crossed over the 50, that made me say, yes, I can enter. And then voila. Wow. Wow. All right, guys. I don't want this thing to be too long, but what do you say? One more? I don't even know how long this has been going. One more. All right, so now that it's collapsed, let's reevaluate. So what is this? This, my friends, is a rally base drop. So now we have a juicy supply area right here. Just gonna call it a supply. And it's not the quite same. This is a supply. So I'm just gonna call it the RBD supply area. So price will probably pop back up into this space for it to drop back down. All right, so we've made tiny profits with getting out once we saw the tide turning. Got stopped out. And then we got this one. All right, good. Let's get rid of that. Let's move on to our next thing. So now price is wicked down. And is it going to continue? Okay. All right. So it looks like it's respecting this level. There's a big imbalance up here to be eaten. So let's go to 15 minutes. Okay. So we have entered into, let me get rid of this. It busted through this. There is this demand area here. All right, so before I even remotely think about getting into like a long, I'm gonna wait for this to come back down and cup it. So let's do that. And we're crossing over the 200 and we're just gonna, what, you wanna bet price just meanders along for a while here until the 50 gets down to it. Is that what I'm learning? Oh, sorry. Just noticed. Big bullish engulfing. But it's at this thing here, so why would I think anything of it? Maybe I need to get rid of that now that its uses have been extinguished. Now we're down to this demand area. As you're coming to this other SR area, let's see. Okay, so, here's a, wow, this is a lot going on here. All right, let's see what this is telling us. That didn't work out. Let's clear that out. And we had another juicy break area here. Oh, yeah, this is that demand area. All right, so we have 2 green candles coming to eat that. 3 candles, 1 red candle. That could be a continuation. If that's the 3 candles and thing continuation pattern, then maybe we can take along from here. Oops, get that. So I am still, so it's supposed to say that like if you do this and put it onto there, and then we have all of this juicy imbalance to eat. Let me just tap that guy. So if I'm wrong, I get stopped out. So let's press play. And making a higher low. Okay, all right. All right, so I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna pause, right? Because check it. It's made another um area here. So I'm gonna move my stop loss now that something's finally working. Now I'm gonna move my stop loss to under here. That way I don't get stopped out. Actually, I'm gonna put it right under this imbalance right here. A little bit of profit. Just right under this area. Okay. Seems like we're coming in hot. Let's press play. Wow. Okay, and right to or take profits. So tiny win, stopped out, a nice shorting win, and now this one. That's good. And now we seem to be turning around. And what are our opportunities again? Because there's still more to be had. There's a supply area up here. So, and we've just made a high and a higher low. So probably still coiling up. Let's see. All right. So technically, what I'm finding is that it does this, then comes back up like so. So if we were to flip the script, take a long after this has been eaten, like something like that, all the way up to this imbalance here. Is that 2? Yes. Okay. If I'm wrong, small stopped out. Okay. Higher low. Oh, looks like I'm gonna be wrong. Yeah, the tide's turning. Yeah. I'm surprised we haven't been stopped out yet, honestly. There it is. All right, so small loss. Okay, so that's turning around. So, okay, I'm gonna let that be. So, one thing to note, right? If we use the 50 as like a litmus test, the 50 and the 200, because these guys are coming, and it looks like if the it's dropping if this is on top and that's below, going up if it's on the bottom and that's above potentially. But this, look at the squeeze that's happening here. Oof. Okay, so it's a beautiful bullish engulfing candle. So if I was a crazy person, and I hope to one day be a crazy person, I would wait because I'm not a crazy person. What I want is an entry like this, like so, above that, down back to this area. What is that, 32? If I don't get that, and I'm not in. Because, yeah. Because normally what you're supposed to do is enter here once you see that. And then I'm going to want to come all the way down here because I need a 1 to 2, right? But it does like to retrace. And so I didn't get the entry I wanted in the first place. So what did it do? It retraced back up to this juicy break area here. And we're squeezing the two. I don't even know what to do. Big, juicy engulfing candle. We're in the middle of nowhere. So just made a higher low. Might be coiling back up. I don't know. Looks like we're coiling back up. This break's kind of weak, so I would have left it at that for the day, for my last win. Coiling, coiling. Okay, so we're above the 200 and we're above the 50. I'm going to take a long from here. And I'm going to ride it back up to this imbalance that hasn't been taken yet, right there. And I'm going to put this right here. And, oops, press play.